What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Beyond the Bench podcast. We're here with our week 4. Yeah, this is week 4.
Week
our
4.
week 4 recap of the fantasy
We're
season.
officially a month into the season, everybody.
And unfortunately, I lost both games this week again.
I went 1-1 this week.
I had actually, you know what's crazy? I didn't tell you this, Nick. I got 170 points dropped on me in both leagues this week.
Did you really?
And I scored. Where is it? All right. In our ESPN league that you are in, I scored 138 points this week, and Nicola scored 171.
Nice.
In my Dynasty League, I scored 163 points. And Rico scored 172. So that's how I'm doing.
There's not much you can do after that.
With his tight end only getting 5 points, mind you.
Who is his tight end?
Juwan Johnson. I had Josh Allen, 25. Drake May, 23. Bijan, 30. Cam Skadaboo, 13. Who I started over Derrick Henry, by the way. I would have scored less if I started Derrick Henry. Zay Flowers, 15. JSN, 13. Tyler Warren, 18. Bucky Irving, 25. And I lost. My kicker got 5. My defense got -3.
Wait, who was your defense?
The Packers.
Oh, yeah, they got 40 points dropped in them.
Yeah.
That game should not have ended a tie. I'm just putting it out there right now.
It's not even like I could have literally my bench could not have done, and like I could not have anybody on my bench would have done worse than anybody I started. So there was literally nothing I could have done.
Nice.
So that's how my week went, Nick. How about yours?
Mine was pretty good. I won by 15 because I had a decent week, but I got decimated by injuries, as everybody knows. CeeDee Lamb and Terry McLaurin are both out for me, and I have 2 of my starters on bye this week, DeAndre Swift and Romeo Odunze. So my 2 flex options this week are going before waiver wire are going to be Calvin Ridley and Rachaad White. So that's how
I'm starting Zach Charbonnet this week. So
that's better than Calvin Ridley and Rachaad White.
Luckily, honestly, this is very lucky for me. I also have DJ Moore on bye this week. So, by the way, I only have 4 running backs on my team, and 2 of them are Charbonnet and Bill. So Charbonnet's the better of the 2 choices because I have Breece Hall, who's projected 18 points this week, by the way, which is interesting. But
they're playing Dallas, so
right. But I have Chris Godwin back, so I don't really have to panic too much about DJ Moore.
That was a very good draft pick because he got 10 targets this week.
10 targets, only had 3 receptions, but I'm honestly, they were playing a good team.
At least I will touch on him a little later in another
Godwin?
segment.
Yeah,
Godwin.
I will too. Don't you worry, I will too. So let's just get right into the waiver wires. We got a lot this week. We have a new segment this week, so let's just jump right into it. My first, I was going to say, we probably have a couple of the same guys at least.
Probably. I have 3 guys. They're all running backs.
I do too. Okay, I only have 1 running back. So let's just get him out of the way because I know you have him, Justice Hill.
I don't actually, but
no Justice Hill.
Okay. Here's the thing. I didn't add Justice Hill because I feel like the other 3 guys are a little bit more. My only problem with Justin Hill is that he's competing against Derrick Henry.
I understand.
That's like my only thing.
If you've seen how Derrick Henry's been playing,
I have. No. I've been.
I know. Yeah. I know you're tapped.
But it's just like I feel like the Ravens are one of those teams to not give up on him too quickly. You know what I mean? Like I know Justice Hill had a really big game, but the game scripts of the 2 games that Derrick Henry has been really bad in was kind of weird. They were playing catch up against the Chiefs, and then it was just like a blowout loss the other week. So
I after week 1 where he had 18 carries, he had 11, 12, and 8. So Derrick Henry.
Yes.
Justice Hill, I know he had more this week. No, he did. Oh, he had reception. He had a lot of receptions this week. That's what it was. Justice Hill had 5 receptions this week for 41 yards and a touchdown. And he broke away for one. He had 3 attempts, so he had 76 rushing yards and a touchdown this week. He looked really good.
He looked
Um,
absolutely phenomenal.
He's clearly going to catch the ball. After week 1, where he didn't really do much, he had 3 receptions on 3 targets, 3 receptions on 4 targets, and 5 receptions on 6 targets. And week 3, he also had 45 yards receiving. So he's going to be a good pass catching back. And when it comes to bye weeks this week, you can't go wrong with a good pass catcher.
I would definitely agree. That's why the 2 guys, or the 3 guys really, that I have heavily feature in the passing game.
Right.
My first guy, we touched upon him last week, and I'm really mad at myself for not listening to my own advice. My boy Woody Marks. He is rostered in 33.3% of ESPN leagues. He had a phenomenal week. Like, cracked the top 10 of best performers in the entire NFL fantasy-wise. His carries jumped from 6 in week 3 to 17 in week 4, averaged 4.1 yards per carry, 1 rush TD, 1 reception TD, and he had 4 receptions for 50 yards. That is a back that will lead you to a playoff berth and possibly a chip if he keeps up that performance.
Now, I agree, but it'll also obviously get a little scary once Joe Mixon comes back, just because you don't know how they're going to use Joe Mixon.
Right.
I think maybe when Joe Mixon comes back, you take a break from Woody Marks, take him off, unless Woody Marks is consistently getting these 20-point games. Put him on your bench, see what happens with Joe Mixon. Don't risk the deficit in points because he's projected a lot. This week he's projected 12. Obviously, with the bye weeks coming up, you got to start him if you have him. But once Joe Mixon comes back, which I don't know when exactly that's going to be, Joe Mixon is obviously, he had a phenomenal season last year. But with his injury, it was a foot injury. Obviously, you're a running back, you need your foot.
You need your foot, yeah.
But he was on the PUP list, so he was out for at least 4 weeks. But I don't really know when he's supposed to come back. I feel like they're kind of keeping quiet about that.
Yeah, they're kind of doing a CMC right now.
Yeah, they're not really. Yeah, like DeMeco Ryans, when he was addressing the media on Monday, declined to answer a question regarding Mixon's status, which is obviously not a good thing. He actually did it twice.
Yes. So
yeah.
That's why I'm
Woody Marks.
That's why I'm kind of, leading into this pick, because receptions are very important as a running back, which actually leads me to my next guy, Kenneth Gainwell. Now, Kenneth Gainwell again had a monster week. He is only rostered in. Why is it? You're frozen on my screen.
Am I frozen or was I not moving?
No, you're frozen.
Oh,
okay, now you're good.
Everything's okay.
Audio recording is I fucking hate my Wi-Fi. I have to plug in Ethernet, bro. This is so annoying.
Why? What happened?
No, because I think my Wi-Fi just went. All right, we're good, I think.
Does somebody have Kenneth Gainwell in our league?
Yeah.
See, that's why I didn't even think of Woody Marks, because Ronan has him. I wasn't even thinking about him.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Just go from Kenneth Gainwell. I have something really funny to say about Kenneth Gainwell, so you got it.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not going to tell you yet.
All right, 3, 2, 1. My next guy that I want to talk about is Kenneth Gainwell. He's rostered in 35.6% of leagues. His carries jumped almost 5 times as much as it, from week 3 to week 4. He had 4 carries in week 3, 19 carries in week 4. Now, this is due to Jaylen Warren being out, obviously, but he put up a monster performance. It's going to put Mike Tomlin in a little bit different of a position when discussing running backs.
And he also showed that he can catch the ball. He went 6 for 6 on receptions and targets.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, I wonder if, I wonder if Irish people like think Kenneth Gainwell does this every game because like they only get to see it once. Like, do they think he's just that guy every day?
Irish people
Like-
think Kenneth Gainwell is the second coming of running backs.
Yeah, they think he's Saquon Barkley.
Well, adding to that, he did have a monster week. He averaged 5.2 yards per carry, just 1 yard short of 100. So he averaged he had 99 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the receptions that Christian said.
Yeah.
So definitely pick him up if you can.
Which, going back to one of our first videos of the year, Nick, how does that make you feel about drafting Caleb Johnson?
Yeah, great actually. Christian knows I always do one guy every single year that's like he's gonna be great. I did so much research on him. 2 years ago, it was who was it that I literally dropped after week 3? Who was it? I'm forgetting.
I think would it be crazy if I said it was Puka?
No, it was not Puka.
Was it Kyron? It was one of them, I think.
No, it wasn't because we both
Colin
of us
picked him
picked up them.
Because Colin picked him up, whoever
It wasn't. It was like some I don't remember, but I have every year.
Was last year Chase Brown? That
last year
right.
was Chase Brown, so that was right.
But you dropped him, I think.
I dropped
last year,
him.
so because it happens every time.
I just need to hold on to my guys, but yeah.
Was it Jahmyr Gibbs that first year?
No, it wasn't. It was a wide receiver. It was a wide receiver. I forgot who.
Speaking of wide receivers, my next 2 waiver guys are both wide receivers.
Incredible transition.
One is Darius Slayton. He's going to be the wide receiver 2 now with Wandale sliding into the 1 unless the Giants get someone else. I've seen a lot of people saying maybe Isaiah Hodgins. I'd love that. I love Hodgins. Maybe Odell Beckham Jr. comes out of retirement. There's options.
What? That's an option that people have put on the table?
Oh my God, it's like the only thing Giants fans are talking about as like a legitimate option.
All right. I don't agree with that at all, but all right.
But Darius Slayton is going to be the wide receiver 2 from this point forward until something changes. I believe he had a lot of targets this past week. Yeah, he was 3 for 4, 44 yards. That's just going to jump up. His targets have jumped up every week.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to catch balls in the end zone now with a lot of. I'm sure that Wandale is going to get double coverage sometimes because of how much he can catch the ball and how fast he is. So it's going to leave Slayton open a lot. That also leaves a lot of room for Cam Skadaboo. Obviously, he's not a waiver wire pickup. He's going to get, I think, a lot more receptions. He didn't get. I think he had 1 reception this week. Screwed up my bets, but that happens sometimes. But Skadaboo did not get a lot of receptions this week, even though I think he's going to get a lot going forward. Tracy's going to be out for a while. Neighbors is out for the season, unfortunately. But honestly, the Giants look good without him. I'm just going to say that now.
Yeah.
We have my little Giants rant every week, or at least it seems like we have so far on the podcast. I have a little rant about the Giants. I think they look good this week. I think Dexter Lawrence should have had the interception. He thought he had the interception. He said after the game, he's like, I thought I had that. But you know what? They look good. The secondary was the secondary, What are you going to do when you got Deonte Banks, who's looked not good? Drew Phillips has looked great. And then you got Paulson Adebo and Cordell Flott back there. I love Paulson Adebo. He's like one of my favorite Giants players. But all in all, can't complain about the Giants this week. Dable's job is safe for now.
After his reaction with Jackson Dart, it better be.
Shane Bowen, on the other hand, if the Giants keep winning, I think he'll be safe, which is probably not good for the long run of the Giants. Yeah. But for now, I will be happy until we lose to the Saints this week and I lose it on the podcast next week. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
When we come to it. Speaking of the Saints, my third waiver pickup is
Kendre Miller.
Thank you.
Okay, so in your defense, I also think that messes me up because of the hockey player Keandre Miller.
Yes, that's what I was
So like
thinking
I get
of.
confused. So what I want to say about Kendra Miller, I know he's your guy, but I was gonna say this either way. He's not on my list, but I meant to say it. I swear, every time I looked at the screen this week, he had the ball. And then I would
Yes.
look at my phone and be like, oh, he's only at 3 carries.
Yeah.
What do you mean you only had 3 carries? So you're telling me I've looked up from my phone all 3 times he had the ball?
His carries have been jumping every single week. I think it went from like 5, 5, 7, and now it jumped to 11, which is nice. He's averaging almost 6 yards a carry, which is crazy. And he got a touchdown this week. So Alvin Kamara is getting a little older. I think that the Saints are trying to play with new running back schemes, new running back possibilities now that they're, not good. So they're trying to step away from that role that Alvin Kamara gives them. And I think Kendre Miller is just a good stash. He's only rostered in less than 6% of leagues. So he's definitely going to be there. So you can get him.
Mind you, if you're looking for a pass catching running back, he's not the guy for that.
No.
He did not have any targets this week. He has 3 targets all season.
Alvin Kamara still always will be the pass catching back.
Yeah. My last waiver
He's more valuable in non PPR formats.
Yes, I agree. But my last waiver guy, much to Nick's dismay, is Romeo Doubs. I still think what you did was a good decision. It wasn't like you were going to start Doubs anyway. Because
for context, I picked up Doubs next week because I knew he was going to be good and I knew that he's been getting targets. And I dropped him because DeAndre Swift was questionable and I needed to pick up the rookie running back in case he was out.
Kyle Monangai has looked good this year. So it was a good safety
He had
net.
2 carries last week for 2 points.
Because Swift was healthy.
I know, but like I'm dropping Monangai this week anyway.
Well, obviously. You don't need to keep him, but no, I just think Romeo Doubs looks phenomenal.
He did.
The lack of Packers wide receivers that there's been lately. You never know who's gonna have the big game. But they were saying it on the broadcast. I heard them say it, I think it was right around halftime. That Romeo Doubs is emerging as Jordan Love's number 1 guy, at least for now. So I think you got to take advantage of that when you can.
Yeah.
And pick him up. Speaking of taking advantage of people.
You did this. You said this last week, Christian.
And I said we don't condone it here at Beyond the Bench. Unless it's for fantasy purposes. Sometimes when you're drafting, you got to manipulate the draft order a little bit. Not draft order, draft board. And you're going to take some people. You got to take some people that are on the IR and save them till they come back from the IR, so that they're not on waivers. Which is exactly what I did for my first buy low candidate.
I'm glad we have the same one. I'm glad we have the same one.
Godwin. Oh my God, I can't wait to use them this week. I'm so excited I can finally play him.
10 targets in
Mike
his
Evans
first
is hurt.
game back.
And Mike Evans is hurt. I love Mike Evans.
He is a veteran. He is not going to take long to reestablish himself in the offense. Start him this week.
And I don't have him anywhere on here. Keep playing Emeka Egbuka. He's looked phenomenal. Even with Mike Evans, he looked phenomenal. So keep playing him. I don't think he's going to slow down either.
I agree.
My
other buy low is TJ Hawkinson. So tight ends this year have been very, very, very weird. You have a lot of guys that are popping off for one game and then never showing up again. So consistency, especially this year with Travis Kelce not doing too hot, with Evan Ingram not doing too hot, and everybody thought Evan Ingram was going to be good. Tight ends are a very valuable commodity right now.
Mm-hmm.
So trading for one in TJ Hawkinson, I don't think is a bad idea. His snap share climbed to over 90% this week. He was on the field for almost every single offensive snap. He had a lot of check down passes, which is great in PPR formats because he's just getting points. So if you need, I will be honest, I don't know what his floor or ceiling will be on a week-to-week basis. I'm going to play it as matchup, but he is a guy that I would go out and get right now.
Yeah, so I completely agree with that, which is why I have a tight end on my list as well. That being Mark Andrews, who for some reason looked awful in week 1 and 2. Now that Isaiah Likely's back, he's looked insane. Week 3 against Detroit, 6 targets, 6 receptions, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amazing. This past week, you're talking about checkdowns to tight ends. He had 7 receptions for only 30 yards this week, but he had 8 targets.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He has quadrupled his targets from week 1 and 2. He had 4 to this week now to these next 2 weeks having 14. He's quadruple and a half his targets. Like, he's looked great now that Isaiah Likely's back, which if you listen to some other episodes of this podcast, I thought Isaiah Likely was going to be the guy when he came back. But it looks like him coming back has just made Mark Andrews the guy.
Into a demon that,
Yeah.
he used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Oh, sorry.
do you have one more guy in the buy low?
I do. Only one more, yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay. My next guy is Tet. So
I've been saying this every week. I love Tet.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like his breakout's coming. 22% target share. He's averaging 8 targets a game. And this is a stat that I want to put very, 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 very much emphasis on. 50% of the total air yards that the entire Carolina offense has goes through him. 50%. That is a astronomical number for a wide receiver. Bryce Young has been, if you go watch back in the games, Bryce Young has been looking for him in the deep ball for a touchdown so many times, and it just does not happen, which affects the box score. People always look at the box score. So try to get him.
Yeah, so my last guy I think I mentioned him maybe once or twice so far in the podcast. And this is Chris Olave as a buy low.
Yes. Yeah.
Chris Olave had his 4 games this year, as we all know. This past week was his first game with less than 10 targets. And he still had 6.
Wait, less than 10 targets? I think less than 10 points.
Targets and points.
That's ridiculous.
Both. Week 1, 7 receptions, 13 targets, 12.4 fantasy points. Week 2, 11.4 points, 6 receptions, 10 targets. Week 3, 10 receptions, 14 targets, 15 points.
Holy.
This week, he had 9 points, 3 receptions, 20 yards, and a touchdown. Take advantage of his low, like how low his first less than 10 game.
Yes.
Because I don't think he seems like the only guy that Spencer Rattler wants to pass to. And like I said, I just named all 4 of them. Guess who he's playing next week? Deontay Banks,
The Giants.
Deontay Banks, Drew Phillips, Cordell Flott, and Paulson Adebo. I don't even know who they're gonna put on him because Banks, I don't even. I honestly don't even know what's gonna happen next week. Get Chris Olave. He's gonna have 50 targets.
You've heard it here first.
Maybe even 50 fantasy points. Who even? I don't even.
He's gonna get 20 targets.
Yeah, it could happen. But I get Chris Olave while his stock is a little low.
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Speaking of someone whose stock is low, and I think it's only going to get lower, as much as I hate to tell you this,
I know.
It's Ladd McConkey.
I know.
So you know what? He's on my list, but I'm going to let you take it from here.
You want me to start, or you want me to talk about Ladd McConkey?
No, you talk about Ladd McConkey.
I like Ladd, bro. I like Ladd. I don't know what you're saying. Like, I feel like this offense, if Justin Herbert can play well, can support 3 wide receivers. He's been averaging 7 targets a game, 6 or 7 targets a game.
And how many drops did he have this past week?
Justin Herbert's a nice guy. He's going to try to get him the ball some more. All right, let's cut him some slack. Let's cut Ladd some slack. Okay. I don't know how he's projected 13 points this week, but he is. So,
how many targets is Ladd averaging?
6 or 7.
Okay.
A game. Okay. First game 9, second game 5, third game 7, last week 6.
Keenan Allen's averaging 8, 9.
Yeah, I know what Keenan Allen's averaging, but who's going to trade Ladd McConkey for Keenan Allen? No,
not me. That's for sure. And I'm the one that has Keenan Allen. So.
Yo, you want to make that trade?
No, I'm good. I love Keenan Allen, but you know what? I do really like Ladd. It's unfortunate, but if you're in the position where you need to make a trade, like if you're 0-4 and you have Ladd on your team, I'd get rid of him. Like in
Oh
your
yeah.
situation, you're 2-2. I think you could still hold out for a couple weeks.
Mhm.
But if you need to get a win, he's one of those guys you have to trade for. As is another one of these guys, or trade away. Sorry, as is another one of these guys on my list. I'll get to after you get your first guy.
So my first guy, this is going to be you are. I don't think you were going to agree with this. My first guy is Ashton Genty. Now,
I don't hate
let
that.
me explain. Let me explain.
I'll explain. I'll let you. I
I'm
got
not saying he's a bad talent. I'm not saying I love him. I love his play style. I love everything about Ashton Genty. The team that he got drafted to, however, is just inhibiting his ability to run. I'm not sure about this week, but I know last week, up until last week, he had negative yards before contact. He was averaging negative yards before contact. He was not getting to the line of scrimmage as people tackled him. That is ridiculous. His O-line is a mess. If he just dropped 31, 33 points or whatever this week?
33.
33? He is a huge name value. People are like, oh, this is going to be the start. And if it is the start, sure. But I'm telling you, you can get somebody of phenomenal value for him. You know, someone like Christian McCaffrey or maybe even Bijan Robinson. You can get somebody like that.
Not from me.
Not from you, but if you Ashton Genty and somebody else,
right? No,
you can make something happen.
Absolutely. I also want to point out that he has 2 games this season in fantasy over 10 points, both of which he had a touchdown. So he's kind of already looking touchdown dependent. He also 33 points this week.
Yeah.
But he had 3 touchdowns, so that's an extra 18 points that he
18.
wouldn't have had. Which, okay, listen, 18 points. He would have had 15 points this week if he didn't have those touchdowns. That's a solid game, not for an RB1.
Right. I
So
agree.
take advantage of this because people are going to bite.
Is he on your list, or are you just talking about him?
No, I actually completely didn't even think about him, if I'm being completely honest here. Like, he had such a good week, he skipped my mind. But someone that had a really bad week, who we already
That's what listening to Beyond the Bench podcast brings you.
Exactly. But someone that had a really bad week that we kind of already talked about here is Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Who, obviously, dynasty leagues are different. I'm trying to get him off my team in my dynasty league. He's old. He's losing points. It's time to get rid of him. His carries have just gotten lower and lower and lower every week. He's not scoring touchdowns like he used to. I'm saying like he used to, like it wasn't a year ago. But he's getting older. Now, one thing I will say is hold on to him maybe for one more week.
I agree.
Honestly, hold on
As I mentioned
to him.
before, the gain scripts have just been against him.
Hold on to him until Lamar comes back.
Yeah.
Because
if you can.
Because they said Lamar's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. That's the Texans, the Rams, and the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try and trade him during that bye week if he's still not performing. Because I think once Lamar comes back, he might perform worse, if we're being honest.
I agree.
Unfortunate. Derrick Henry's one of my favorite players in the league. It's unfortunate.
I know, as am I. I have a jersey of his, so.
But you know what? Life moves on. Everybody gets older. It was his time, unfortunately.
Do you have anybody else?
I do. Yeah, I have one more. Do you?
No.
Okay.
That was like my big one.
All right. So I have J.K. Dobbins here, who has looked phenomenal this year. But you know who also looked really good this week? RJ Harvey. I don't know his stats off the top of my head from this past week. Yeah, so Dobbins had 18 carries. Harvey had 14.
Mm-hmm.
That's about as split back of a system as you can get.
I will say, were you watching the Bengals game?
I had it back and forth.
It was a blowout, right?
Yeah.
They put RJ Harvey in a lot in the fourth quarter once they knew they were going to win. I will say that right now.
And
those numbers are a little skewed.
But you also have to see who they're playing next. Philly, I honestly don't think either of them are going to do too well. After that, leading up to their bye week. Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders,
Wow.
and then they play the Chiefs.
Who did
But-
they pay to get that schedule?
Yeah, guess who also plays all those teams? The Giants. So you know what? The Giants are. I'm going back to my Giants rant for a second. The Giants' next 4 games are the Saints, who I honestly think they're going to lose to because that's just what would happen. And then Eagles, Broncos, Eagles. And then after that, it gets worse, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think it only gets worse from there.
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, we were talking about this.
Eagles, Broncos, Eagles, 49ers, Bears. All right. Packers, Lions, Patriots. All right. Bye week. We might even lose that. Commanders, Minnesota, and then Vegas and Dallas. I don't know.
It's not going to be good.
You were the worst team in your division, and you have that schedule. That would only happen to the Giants. Anyway,
Of
trade
course.
Dobbins.
That's amazing. Speaking of Dallas, you just mentioned Dallas, right?
I did just mention Dallas.
Speaking of Dallas, my matchup of the week, mark my words, as a Giants fan, Justin Fields against Dallas this week.
Sorry. In my head, Justin Fields was still on the Bears. I was like, they just played the Bears, didn't they?
Justin Fields, that is on the Jets
Yep.
against the Cowboys, will be a top 5 scoring quarterback next week. That is Nick's prediction
Don't
of
disagree.
the
I do not disagree
of the
with that.
week. Can I just put Dallas's stats out here just
Go
real
ahead.
quick? Guess how many? Okay, we did this. We're gonna make this a segment. Guess how many yards Dallas have allowed through 4 weeks, Christian?
Total?
And guess what? It's over 1,000 this week.
1,100?
More.
More?
1,230.
1,250?
A little less. 1237.
Jesus.
They have
They're
allowed
awful.
1,237 yards across 4 games. 4 games. One of those being the Giants, which again, crazy. Guess how many touchdowns they've allowed through 4 games?
Oh my God. 15?
12. So close.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, because
Which
the Giants
actually
had like
doesn't-
50.
So, is that even right? I feel like 12 is too low.
Well, how many points is it? Yeah, that might be too low.
That might be too low.
They allowed 3 to the Eagles, right? At least 4 to the Giants. A lot. It was a lot.
We're looking at it right now, folks.
Beyond the
Okay,
bench fact
14.
checks things.
14.
Yeah, so okay. That's even worse.
You were right. I don't know why I wrote 12. 14 total touchdowns across 4 weeks. 4 weeks. That's almost
That's-
4 touchdowns a game. They are ranked dead last in defense. Start Justin Fields. I know the Jets have been a
And Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall. Brees Hall's now I understand why Brees Hall's projected almost 20 points this week.
That's what I'm saying. So start Justin Fields. Christian, who is your matchup of the week?
So I have 2.
Well, I have more than one. I'm just saying, what's your number 1 pick?
my number. That's tough. All 3 of these
No,
guys are
you
gonna have
gotta
big,
pick.
I know all 3 of these guys are gonna have big weeks because they're all playing bad teams. 2 of them are playing each other. So let's save those for last. We're going with what my phone autocorrected to is Chuba Hubbard against the Dolphins this week because it's the Dolphins against running backs.
Yes.
We know how that. I think every week we've done this segment, I've picked whoever the Dolphins are
The
playing,
Dolphins are playing.
except week 1 because I didn't think they were going to be this bad.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
but yeah, I believe I picked James Cook, I picked Brees Hall, and now I'm picking Chuba Hubbard. And I think so far, I know James Cook did, and I know Breece Hall did. So far, both my picks have gotten over 15 points in the week that I picked them. So let's see if Chuba Hubbard continues the trend. That is my prediction of the week.
Lock it in. You've heard it here on the Beyond the Bench podcast. My second guy, I think, is going to have a phenomenal week. I think he had a little bit of a down week after an injury that shot him up to the number 1 spot. We're talking about Trey Benson. Trey Benson.
I thought you were going to say something else because my guy also had a big week because someone got injured last week. And then this week he had a little bit of a lower week. Which means there's two of these guys out there.
And play them if you have them or trade for them. But so Trey Benson playing the Titans. The Titans have allowed the most rushing touchdowns in the NFL this season with 6. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but 6.
No, that's a lot. For 4 weeks, that many rushing touchdowns?
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes. So start Trey Benson. And the Titans have just been absolutely
awful,
disastrous of a football team.
Did you guys see, or did you guys? I mean, I guess so. Did you guys see? I don't know if Nick even saw this. What Cam Ward said after?
Oh, in the press conference, yeah, he was like,
I'm gonna keep it. He goes, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. We ass. That's how you just. That's probably the best way to describe the Titans situation right now.
I agree.
They are ass. So my last 2 guys here are playing each other. One of them is the running back that got bumped up due to injury and now looks amazing, even though he had a little bit of a down week this week. That would be Cam Skadabu against the Saints. Cam Skadabu against the Saints this week. The Saints are the Saints. While I do think Saints will Saint, but the Giants will Giant, which means they will lose to the Saints this week. But Cam Skadabu had not a lot of receptions, and we talked about this before. I think he's going to get a lot of those this week.
Yes.
So I think he's probably one of the best matchups this week. And who are they playing? Saints? Chris Olave against, I'm going to say for the 3rd time this week, Paulson Adebo, Deontay Banks, Drew Phillips, and Cordell Flott.
My goats, the actual best quarterbacks in the entire league.
Yeah. Maybe even get some Tyler Newman up in there. Who knows?
This is elite ball knowledge. It's
my team. I gotta know. But yeah, I'd take Chris Olave against the Giants secondary 10 times.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it, as Cam Ward would say, a buck with you, everybody listening.
Sure.
Start anybody that's playing against the Dolphins or the Saints. Or even the Giants, or Dallas, honestly.
Any wide receiver that's playing the Giants, just because of how good their D-line is.
Yes, wide receiver. So, yeah. My last guy is, we're going back to the tight end position, Dalton Kincaid.
I love Dalton Kincaid this year. He's so good.
So do I. He's looked very, very good. They're playing, they are playing, why do I not have it? They are playing the Patriots. Sorry, everybody. They're playing the Patriots. They have allowed 63 yards to tight ends, which is pretty per game. That's a lot for a tight end. And he's been a huge red zone target to Josh Allen this year so far. I think that the addition of Christian Gonzalez is a little bit of a buffer towards his score, but I doubt Christian Gonzalez is going to be covering.
I see. This is his first week back, correct?
No, I think he played last week.
Oh, okay. But still, fresh coming off an injury, you never really know how it's going to. You want to get into our new segment?
Yes, I've been waiting the entire day for this.
It's a little bit of a quicker segment just because of how little options there sometimes are for this kind of thing. But I like the segment because it helps right now. And obviously, there's a reason we haven't done this yet. And that is because we're talking about some of the best bye-week replacements that you can get for a cheap trade price or on waiver wire.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but bye weeks always screw me up. I'm like, who the hell do I put in this week? So doing research for this definitely helped me, and it definitely will help you guys. So, Christian, if you want to get right into it.
Yeah, so first I'm going to start with the running backs because there's a lot of good running backs on bye this week. We have Bijan on bye, DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, and Jaylen Warren, who are all RB1s and RB2s in a lot of leagues this week. So you're going to need a replacement there. And my 2 replacements I have are Justice Hill, just because of how good he looked last week, and Zach Charbonnet,
Mhm.
who I'm starting this week because, once again, he looked good last week. He had 12 points. And he's one of those guys that you're going to find on people's benches that might be willing to trade him away for a Jerry Jeudy because he's not looked good. Or
Yeah.
even package him with someone and trade away DJ Moore. But you can get a good price on Zach Charbonnet at the running back position. Who do you have as your running back replacement?
He is a guy that is projected 6 points, and he is, I think, going to do better than that because I'm starting him, so he better. That man is Rachaad White, so he is an extreme buy low candidate. Now, I don't know if anybody else saw. I don't know if you saw, Christian. Bucky Irving appeared to be injured
I did not see
in
that.
the game. I don't know what his status is right now. He came back and played, but
Yeah. I remember because I
yeah,
had him in my Dynasty League, and I got the notification that
yes.
his status
So
looking
he is
healthy and
questionable right
questionable.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is questionable right now.
I forgot
But he
about that.
did come back and play, which is a good sign for him, bad sign for Rachaad White. But if Bucky Irving is out, Rachaad White is a must start. He's actually had a sneakily really, really good year. He averaged almost 5 yards a carry, and he's averaged almost 4 yards after tackles and has 5 forced missed tackles. I'm going to reference this to somebody. This is what I like doing now. I'm going to reference him. He has beat an RB1 in every single one of these categories. Can you guess who it is?
Wait, the categories that you just said?
No. Can you guess who the running back that I'm talking about is? Rachaad
Okay.
White has beat him in every single one of these categories that I just mentioned. Who is the running back? And he's an RB1. He went
Like a solidified
first
RB1.
first round of the draft.
First round, that's got to be Ashton Genty.
No. Christian
No.
McCaffrey. He
I
has
was gonna be my
averaged
second guess.
better stats than Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is 3.3 yards carry, 5 missed tackles, and only 1 yard after the tackle.
Yeah, but Christian McCaffrey's
So-
him.
Christian McCaffrey is him. But I will say, Rachaad White has been getting sneakily involved in the passing game this year.
So
Which
that's
is
what I
they
was
haven't-
actually. I was gonna say that depending on Bucky's injury, they might not use him in the passing game as much, which would be
Mhm.
huge for Rachaad White.
Yeah. Rachaad White this week had 4 receptions for 29 yards, which that was like the bulk of his points this week. So if you're in dire need of a plug and play, I would say that's a good pick.
So you also have a wide receiver, correct?
I do.
All right, I have 2 as well for mine because you got a bunch of starting wide receivers on bye this week. You had Drake London, Romo Dunze, and DK Metcalf all on byes this week. And I think some good replacements here are either Stephon Diggs or Christian Kirk. You could find them either on waivers, which is probably I think they're both rostered about 75% of leagues. But those are other types of guys that you can get for a relatively cheap price. I have Christian Kirk, and I'm gonna try and pick up Stephon Diggs this week. So I don't really need to trade for him, but if I did, I would trade someone like DJ Moore or maybe Jerry Jeudy and like Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, something like that.
Yeah.
But I think Diggs and Christian
I'm
Kirk
not
are
gonna
both...
lie. At least for me, I think I would hold out a little bit on Bill.
Oh yeah, I am
just
too.
a little bit.
I'm still holding out on him. But I think those are good wide receivers.
Yeah, I agree. And to build off of that, he's going to be a little bit harder to get now after the Neighbors injury, but I'm still saying target him. If you can get Wan'Dale Robinson, get him, like, for the love of God. He is now the
I love
clear
me some
wide receiver
Wan'Dale
one.
Robinson.
I love me some Wan'Dale Robinson too. He's the clear wide receiver 1, averaging 7 targets a game, 4.5 receptions. Guess how many yards he's had through 4 games?
Oh, I don't know how many he had this past week. After week 3, though, I believe he was top 10 in yards. So I'm going to go probably pretty close to I'm going to do 175, 215, something around there.
237.
Yeah, holy, wow.
237 yards. He's averaging 13.2 yards per reception. And I'm comparing him because it's just a good metric to see where these players are falling in reference to other players. Better than Puka and better than Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
So if you can get Wan'Dale Robinson, I know he's going to be a little bit better of a trade. Sorry, I misspoke. 5.3 yards after the catch is better than Puka and Amon-Ra. My bad. So my point was that I forgot to say was you want a wide receiver that can get you. It's not just a touchdown and go down, a reception and go down. You want a wide receiver that can stay on their feet and force tackles and miss tackles. So if he's doing that, which he's shown that he could do that, he can be vitally important to a fantasy team.
Yeah, that's all absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great note to end on, honestly. I think that's it for this week. We got our new segment in.
I think that is it. We are. I just want to let everybody know at home. We are trying to take Beyond the Bench into a new level. We are gonna come out with some new segments as we just did. We're gonna try to come out with some new posts. So follow us on all the socials.
New logo coming out.
New logo. We're completely rebranding, everybody. We are going all in.
We can give them a little sneak peek at our new logo that's going to come out. We got the nice Beyond the Bench. It looks a lot cleaner now. That's a new logo we're going to have coming out hopefully later this week. Look out for our Instagram. It'll be linked below, as well as, everything, our Spotify, all that will be linked below. We're going to have some new posts coming out. It's going to be great. We're taking this to the next level, guys.
But as always, thank you everybody for listening and watching. This has been the Beyond the Bench podcast.
We will see you. We'll see you for week 5. Maybe I'll actually win a game next week.
Another Giants rant incoming.
Oh, yeah.